Good morning. It's 10:10 a.m. Monday morning. It's Labor Day. That's very crazy. It's like, these time goes by and you start losing track of time. I am glad that it's we're in the season where it's going to start getting a lot cooler, which is very good. Anyway, I had a hard time sleeping last night. And aside from that, I have a bad headache. Like my brain is like, feels like somebody put a rubber band around it. So I'm not working today. I don't feel good at all. Um, I have been thinking a lot, and my brain won't shut off obviously, because of all the issues that I've dealt with. And, you know, um, I think when you are trying to sort things out and trying to make decisions for yourself, and you're the only one who can make those decisions, your brain becomes overactive, and it's something that you can't change. And obviously, everyone in town and everywhere else around the world by now knows that I've dealt with a serious injustice of my rights. And I don't want people to think that I'm speaking out to be defiant or rebellious, or that I'm kind of trying to shake up things, because believe me, I'm the kind of person I'd rather just kind of, you know, I don't like, attention, and I don't like to stir controversy. Things are only controversial unless, of course, you bring them out and start bringing them to the attention, which I was forced to do. Okay, when things aren't adding up and things don't make sense, and you're being trapped in a situation that you didn't ask to be in, you have to speak out. It's not something that, and by speaking out, like I said, it's not because I'm doing it because I'm trying to start a revolution or be rebellious, because that's not the case. Rebellion is when there is a, um, a systematic order in place and then you deviate from it. I'm actually a victim of something that was supposed to be in place, and then other people deviated from the right established order of doing things. So I'm a person who has suffered a serious injustice on the professional level, as well as a communal level, social level, whatever you want to call it, with rumors, mongering, or whatever. Um, I'm actually, for a targeted individual, I would say that I'm hanging in there. There's a lot of things that, a lot of times, many targeted individuals are not in any position because they have been so mentally worn down and broken that they are no longer able to function. I am fully functional. My issue is that I feel as though I'm in a situation where I'm in an abusive situation, meaning that I'm being put in situations where I didn't ask to be in, and that in and itself is a form of abuse. So I'm trying to transition from that. I'm trying to get my own footing and go back and do the things that I need to do. I will not be able to do all of them because they put a situation in place that has prevented me from truly living out my goals. However, I do know that I have to make a change. So there might be, gossip or ideas circulating around that I'm going to start my own business or something along those lines. I don't have the tools to start my own business. That's impossible for me to do. I can't do that. I don't have the computer set up for that sort of stuff. I don't have the financial resources. Now, in the past, I remember when I was younger, I kept thinking, I had a very entrepreneurial spirit, and I thought, well, maybe I could have like a metaphysics shop or something. And then you start looking at other metaphysics shops, and as wonderful as they are, I still don't think it's something that would generate income. It's just not. And through the years, I've developed a great business sense, and that's what I like to do. And I'm trying very hard, to stick with something that is going to allow me to do something along those lines. I am very I'm depressed, but I'm not broken. Okay, I'm not broken to the point of where I can't function. I do have problems with insomnia, but this is a normal situation or occurrence when you are dealing with something this abnormal, and it is abnormal. Okay, I'm um I'm trying my hardest, to get up and pick myself up, but as you know, I've dealt with, unethical employers who, want to bait me or, bring me in to waste my time, um, and create more of the harassment issue when this is not something that I deserved. I didn't deserve it. I think many people in this town, as well as in other locations, are starting to wake up and see exactly what happened. And they're realizing that I have indeed been treated unfairly in this situation. And I'm tired. I'm tired of it. It's like, it's like somebody being held captive, and then, or somebody being locked into a box and you're banging on the walls for the longest time, screaming, help, get me out of here. And people are forcing you or subjugating you in a way. And that's what it is. Um, I was reading some of these job ads, and people were talking about we believe in work-life balance. Work-life balance is the idea of, allowing or understanding that employees have, other interests outside of work. And some people have obligations as well. They take care of their families. Some people might want to take time off from work to see their kid in a school play or whatever, and that's understandable. But when other people make decisions as to what your work-life balance is, that becomes a problem because everybody has a different situation. Some people are taking care of an elderly family member. Some people are taking care of a disabled child. Some people, they just want to get a break every once in a while. So they might want to work from home, 2 days a week, and then work the rest of the days at work or whatever. Some employers are becoming very flexible in this, okay? But when people are making decisions for you, saying, well, this is how we're going to set your life up completely, that is a violation of your rights. And especially when you are completely unaware of the agenda that's going on. And oftentimes people get put in situations where they shouldn't be in them. Okay. I was thinking about, I did a video about a year ago, and I was talking about the tragedy of women who abuse their children. And no, please do not do not misinterpret what I'm saying. You should never abuse a child, okay? But oftentimes women get put in situations where they don't have an outlet. And I was thinking about the situation, like, for example, Andrea Yates, okay? No, I don't think what she did was right. I would never sit here and try to justify why she did what she did. But I do know that oftentimes, like, for example, she wanted to continue her career as a nurse. And what ended up happening was, she got married and she dropped everything, and then she was, in a situation where she had multiple children. And some women are meant to be in that situation. And there's nothing wrong with being a mother. But I think sometimes society pushes women into roles that they're not supposed to be in. Not just because you have reproductive organs and you can produce offspring doesn't necessarily mean that you should be a mother. And maybe she felt highly resentful for being, because I know there's a lot of pressure. Like the minute somebody says, oh, we're getting married, I know what people say. Well, are you going to have kids right away? Blah, 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 blah. There's a lot of societal pressure. And although I understand that, traditionally those are ideal things, I think a lot of people want to have a family, they want to be in a loving environment, and that's a wonderful thing, okay? But oftentimes people, a lot of women have been, influenced by fairy tales, romance novels, these sort of things, and they have unrealistic expectations as to what a relationship is all about, and they end up getting married, okay, because the wedding in itself is very glamorous. It's beautiful. You got the dress, you got your friends decked out in beautiful clothes, you have all these wonderful things, but then after all of that wears off, then you are dealing with two personalities, and you are watching certain things, you are sacrificing to the point of where you become resentful. And some people lash out. Okay? Like I said, I don't think she was somebody who was meant to be a mother. And obviously not, okay? But why I'm saying is that people need to look at what they're doing and understand that not everybody is meant to play that role. So you're probably thinking, okay, well, what about the cute guy? Yes, I'm very interested in the cute guy, okay? But when people are manipulating your life and saying, okay, I'm going to arrange this, I'm going to arrange that, I'm going to arrange this, I'm going to arrange that, how do you know that this is something that would be right for me? Now, I'm all for the cute guy, okay? But when people are saying, well, you need to do this, and this is what you're going to do, that should be something that he and I should be talking about together, where there's an agreement and we can talk about which each other the tolerance level of which each individual has, what each person expectations they have, and then try to make those decisions. That becomes a problem when communities and other people get involved. And that's when people start basically telling you how your work-life balance is, and that's a problem. So it's not that I'm saying that I'm being rebellious, because I'm not being rebellious. I'm just saying does it seem logical for somebody to put you in a situation that you didn't ask for or even suspect? That's very strange. So anyway, those are my issues, okay? I've been dealt a serious blow that I didn't quite... I would have never, ever... I mean, like, when I come to the realization that I've been dealing with sabotage from my own family, I've been a victim of a serious... what do you call it? A serious character assassination and so on. And this is what happens. Anytime people talk about other people, people throw in things all the time. They come up with assumptions and then they start talking about it. And then all of a sudden, these little theories or these little ideas or these conversations slowly but surely start, circulating, and people start believing them as fact, okay? When I know that, and I really do believe that people knew good and well that I wasn't guilty of any of that. They knew it. They could see it from themselves. Okay, obviously they see my comings and goings on a daily basis. They knew it, but they want and they have to keep a drama continually going, and it's what keeps their social fabric together, and that's very sad, okay? And that's when you start basically throwing people into a communal sacrifice, and that's very warped, okay? So anyway, yeah, my head is not feeling good. I don't feel very good. I didn't sleep very well last night. Thoughts about the abuse of my family started surfacing in my mind, and I started to remember, and put things together. And it was very disturbing for me that my family would be this way, even though I knew that I was a victim of, what I consider emotional abuse. This abuse to me is very, very abusive. I mean, it's, I'm just, my mind is just like spinning on it, and I can't stop it. And so, I'm in a situation right now where, I have the ability to pull myself up, okay? Like I said, there are so many people who are, and they're not, just because they have basically been broken doesn't mean that these certain individuals who literally snapped and went off the deep end doesn't mean that they're weak, okay? It's just that this is an abnormal situation, okay? Anytime somebody invalidates or takes away, deprives you of your human rights, you automatically feel it, okay? And it becomes a mental disturbance to you. It is an uncomfortable situation. And this is a natural reaction to it, okay? And some people just literally lose it, okay? I believe that I'm actually doing very well considering everything that's happened. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this video up. I'm trying to maybe get some more sleep. My intention was to just, because I'm the kind of person, I don't like missing work, okay? Even though my job is not the greatest, I don't like missing work. And, I don't like to to do that at all. Really, I don't. And in the past, when I was younger, it's like, and I remember there were times where I would go to work even when I was sick. Okay, and then I remember one of my workmates saying, well, you know, when you do that, you know, it's not fair to everyone else because you can contaminate people. Like if you have the flu, you should stay home. And, you know, I never thought of it that way because even when I was a kid, sometimes my mother would want me to go to school even when I was sick. Okay, now, I guess, who knows why. Some people are just hard drivers and they're like that. And I realized, okay, you can't do that. You can't sit here and contaminate other people, so stay home, you know. But I don't like to miss work. And aside from that, it is a financial drain on me as well. Okay, so you do what you can. And, you know, but I don't like doing it. I don't, you know. And, but I will tell you, you know, I kept thinking, okay, I need to try to get some sleep, okay? So I took an aspirin, started, you know, tossing and turning. 3 o'clock comes around, I'm like, okay, well, maybe I can get like two and a half hours of sleep. And then all of a sudden 4:30 rolls around, and I'm like, oh my God, you know, I cannot do this. If it wasn't for the headache, I would have tried to go to work anyway. You know, I would have tried to go to work anyway, but the headache was just a little too much for me. So anyway, I'm going to wrap up this video. I hope you all have a wonderful day. I don't know, you know, why, you know, just be careful about what you say and do to other people, because what you do sometimes can create more problems for another person. Make sure that you don't indulge, or try not to indulge in gossip, okay? If you think that because most gossip is going to hurt somebody, okay? Because it creates a perception of a person that's not true, you know? And it's very difficult, regardless of what people do and what they say, and it's obvious that they're not doing what they're being accused of. People have a very sick need to continue these sort of ideas, because like I said, when people, you know, have a victim or they have somebody that they can bully, they want to continue it. Okay, be careful about what you say about other people, okay, and take responsibility for what you do, the damage that you do. Don't, if you think about what you say before you say it, because once the damage done, it's very hard to go back and fix it, you know. So wrapping up this video, I hope you all have a wonderful day. I'll be back with another one some other time. Bye-bye.